Welcome to Mouth, the official talk show of Synergy88. Today we're going to interview the director of Rigodon, and the woman of the... We want to talk about your past works. Before you started doing filmmaking, what were you passionate about?
Painting and photography. Many moons ago, actually had a few exhibits. One of the exhibits was actually at the Smithsonian. That was kind of cool. And also at the World Trade Center of Baltimore. I had a painting there. And then I had a solo show in the DC area, but I also had a solo show here in the Philippines.
Your first movie was Rigodon, and it was shown here in Manila.
Yeah, actually Rigodon is really special because beyond it being my first film, it was shot mostly in New York. The story is about Filipino immigrants after September 11. So it's kind of heady.
Aside from Rigodon, you also worked in the film Woman in the Ruins.
Yes, it was really, really intense. We shot it for about 10 days. We shot on location at an undisclosed place. We were trapped. We were actually on an island for that time. And in fact, it was so remote that after the shoot, I didn't get on the last boat. I got stuck there for a week after because of all the storms. But the cool thing about that film was that beyond it being kind of conceptual and the fact that they got approved, was that I got to work with a lot of people who inspire me. Not just Alessandro, but I got Pepe Galiaga. I got the veterans from Himala, Ishmael Bernal fan. So I'm like, oh, who's in Himala I can grab? So I can grab Joe Buta. I also got, of course, another Bernal veteran in the form of Elizabeth Oropesa.
Mouth to mouth.
Okay, let's talk about your trip in Los Angeles Animation and VFX Summit. How was it? How was the experience?
Oh wow, that's pretty amazing. The great thing there is that it being LA, in one single panel you would have the director of How to Train Your Dragon, next to Box Trolls, next to the guy who did Book of Life, next to Glenn Keane, legendary animator behind Little Mermaid and Tangled. So all these guys are there. So their proximity, just the fact that they're there, is pretty kind of awe-inspiring. And probably the best takeaway is that all these guys are really cool. They're really nice. They're really nice. They're really humble. The guys that you actually interface with a lot and really, really well were a lot of the filmmakers, because they're the guys that you kind of go up to them and you kind of want to get in their head. And one of the techniques I did actually was I would literally make them, I'd go all fanboyish and make them write notes in my little book. So they got to do cool Zen koans and fun factoids. The director of Mulan, for instance, Tony Bancroft, really nice guy. He wrote basically, follow your passions. You may not be wealthy, but you will be happy. Jorge Gutierrez, who did Book of Life, and something really nice. He said, always play from the heart, always. And some of the guys didn't even write. They're just kind of like
doodles.
They're like, we're introverted, we're artists, we don't talk. So they're like, we just draw instead, right? That was pretty cool.
And these are hand-drawn.
And these are hand-drawn. Okay, Glenn Keane making his own Ariel in the book.
And Glenn Keane is from The Little Mermaid?
He's one of the major animators of Disney for a long time. So this is the guy who was mentoring likes of Tim Burton and stuff. So he's pretty amazing. The funniest one here actually came from the producer of Lion King and Beauty and the Beast and The Maze Runner. His name is Don Hahn. He's a producer. He said something very funny. He goes, remember, quote, it's like cocaine. Make great films. That's pretty great. So,
well, to cap this all off, you were with the whole Synergy team. You've gone on to the VFX Summit. What do you think are the lessons that the whole team learned from the experience?
The biggest lesson is that we have to stay humble and realize that these guys are the best of the best. They've been doing it for decades. And even these guys have the attitude that they're still learning, they're still kind of students of the medium. So I think that's the biggest takeaway, where stay humble. As much experience you might have, there's always something new to learn. There's a lot of competition out there. We have to kind of step up. Any kind of artistic endeavor doesn't have to be film. I think the biggest point is you do it. You feel compelled to do something, you start it, you finish it, and you share it.
One last thing, Direct, we have a dare for you. We want you to say senior 5 times as fast as you can.
Senior?
Yeah, senior.
Senior.
Anong apelyido ni Fernando?
Po.
Well, he's that good, so we'll see you next time, guys.